Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and today I'm joined by Melanie Miller, fresh off, you just got back from Vegas, your birthday in Vegas.
Yeah.
How's the voice?
It's not good.
No.
I do fear that I probably will forever ruin my voice.
By being on the podcast today?
No.
Just in general?
Just in general.
It's interesting, we didn't realize, or you didn't tell us you didn't have a voice until you sat down in this podcast chair. Now we're just kind of learning out 30 seconds before.
No, the voice is there.
It's there. It's there.
Definitely there.
Vaguely there. All right, let's try to get through this. I mean, you were the obvious choice to host today because, A, you're a massive Free Britneyer, and I think it's getting increasingly hard to be a Free Britneyer. We're going to talk about all of the bandages and wounds on her following her knife dancing escapade. We're going to talk about, this is probably appropriate for you too, partier pilot. A pilot partied too much, and so he was banned from his flight because stuff came out about what he was up to the night before. We're going to talk about that, some very raunchy stuff.
Okay.
But to begin with, what day are we on now? Day 5, Travis and Taylor.
This was, honestly, I was driving to Vegas when this news broke, and I just wanted to sit and look at TikTok and the news and just capture every moment of this.
I really do feel like when Taylor turned up to the game, it was almost like a where were you? It's like a moon landing type thing. Like, where were you when you found out that Taylor was at Travis Kelce's game? Where were you? On the way to Vegas?
On the way to Vegas.
On the way to Vegas.
Easily the happiest day of my life.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Easily the happiest day.
The Swiftie communities are for this.
I know.
We're obsessed.
I know.
We're obsessed.
You're obsessed. And then you celebrated about it for days, clearly.
Clearly.
Okay, let's play some of the sound we've got now because Travis, for the first time, spoke out about Taylor coming to his game.
Okay.
Shout out to Taylor for pulling up. That was pretty ballsy. Yeah. I just thought it was awesome how everybody in the suite had nothing but great things to say about her. You know, the friends and family. She looked amazing. Everybody was talking about her in great light. And on top of that, the day went perfect for Chiefs fans, of course. We script it all, ladies and gentlemen. It was just impressive. It was impressive.
He had to say, like, everyone loved her in the suite. Imagine if someone had given her some negative feedback. She was a bit loud.
She was even, like, cleaning up after people in the suite. What do you think about... I want to know what you think about this.
About this relationship?
About him.
I mean, he's just... You got to bow down to him. You know what I mean? Like, he had this dating show, Catching Kelce, like nearly 10 years ago. So he's been, like, just a Jack the Lad, just... a legend for years and years.
You like the relationship? You think it's going to work out?
I do like the relationship. I'm not sure how much sort of, I don't know how deep in the relationship they are or if...
Well, she left yesterday morning. She was there all weekend.
Yeah, in Kansas.
In Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they've banged yet, for instance?
For sure they've banged. Are you
really?
joking? Yeah.
I feel like they are just getting to know each other very on the surface
right
now.
I don't know if you saw this, but a bunch of clips have resurfaced basically saying, like, I don't know if we're allowed to say this, that he doesn't like a deal breaker is if a girl's like oral sex, and if he starts to question if it's like going anywhere if they don't have sex before the third date.
Okay, good. I can hardly hear you because of the voice, obviously. But you're saying that, he in the past, because he's been such a lad, he's talked about how if a girl doesn't do this by date 3, or if a girl doesn't do that by date 4, it's over. I'm out.
It's a
deal breaker. So how many dates are they on right now? Probably at least 3 or 4.
At least 3 or 4. This feels like the 3rd or 4th date. Because I think we reported they hung out a couple times too. This would be 3rd. They banged all weekend long in Kansas City.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so. I mean, I think that Taylor and Travis, at least, even if it is surface level now, everyone's in so much to this relationship that they've got to really give it a red hot crack for us and really try to make it work.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe forever.
For us. We need it for us.
We're like the kids.
Yeah.
And they've got to try to make their marriage stick for us. Otherwise,
We'll have
is
it real.
Well, I'll just think like, is it me that you didn't work out, that we were too, you know what I mean?
We were too into it.
We were too into it. We put too much pressure on you.
I can't wait. Well, the next game they're playing is the New York Jets in New York. She lives in New York. Cannot wait to see if she.
And
wins
isn't
that
the
game.
Eras tour like getting restarted on the back of that New York game pretty soon?
October 18th or something like that.
Just get with my narrative. So it's October 15th or 14th?
Yeah, 18th. I think it's in like Buenos Aires.
Oh, Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, Travis is just going to go. This is like a 1 month, like, vacation romance for her before she gets back on tour. And he's just like having the time of his life. Like, this is more exciting than him winning a Super Bowl. Like,
it
easily.
has to be. This is so cool.
It's exhilarating.
He's on top of the world right now.
So
he did. I do love how everyone said that he put Travis Kelce on the map because he absolutely did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to anyone who's not like a football fan type, then
For sure.
Everyone knows his, like, people in Australia know his name now. And you think anyone in Australia knows a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs
Right,
otherwise?
exactly.
No.
No.
So, yes, he was put on the global map 1,000,000%. And it's just so funny to me, all of like the businesses trying to glob on and try to, make the most of this fever for themselves. For instance, all the Kansas City businesses, like dentists and cafes, everywhere is going, I heard a rumor Taylor came in to get her dental work done here, and they've like photoshopped an image of Taylor at the dentist. Everyone in Kansas City is trying to pretend that Taylor came here because they know how much more business that might drum up.
I'm just so happy that everyone is like so Team Taylor right now.
This is so good for her. Like, I like her way more that she's dating a cool athlete rather than a lame Maddie Healy loser.
Yeah. Finally, we have a nice American daddy.
Yes, 100%. And that American daddy, his jersey sales are through the roof.
I literally became a Chiefs fan. I'm going to go out and buy Chiefs merch.
Why don't they break up, though? You're going to burn it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter, does it? And then also Heinz ketchup.
Because she was eating chicken fingers with ranch and ketchup.
She was eating chicken fingers in the box with Travis's mum with ketchup and ranch. And so Heinz has now come out with their own Taylor Swift bottle of, it says ketchup and seemingly ranch, because fans didn't know if it was exactly ranch or not, so they called it seemingly ranch.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So now Heinz has come out with ketchup and seemingly ranch sauce. Who else? Etsy. If you go on Etsy,
I want all of it.
there's so much merch like I'm in my Kelce era or Go Taylor's boyfriend. You can buy all these t-shirts with all of these different slogans on it. Loving him was red, whatever that one means.
And honestly, I will say, because I wasn't here, I was out. I've never seen her this happy. Like, did you?
You've never seen her that happy?
No.
She's always pretending to be happy.
She is not pretending.
Okay, don't try to shout. Whatever you do.
But no, when she was getting in the car,
She was smiling?
the getaway car.
Yeah.
She was waving hi to everyone.
But she always does that. She's always
no, she never does.
haven't you seen her at every, any event ever? She's like, I'm the best supporter of my friends. I'm the happiest person. I love everybody.
No,
I'm
but
jumping
when
and
she's on
screaming.
a date, she's not like waving at people. When she's going to restaurants in New York, she's not waving at people.
She's definitely leaning in, and she knows everyone loves this, and she loves that everyone loves this. And
I think that this is the first guy that is cool with all the attention she gets, and he likes it.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect relationship.
I hope our listeners like this story too, because it feels like we're going to be covering it a bunch. I mean, I like the story too. I'm sure they're going to give us new, different stuff.
This is going to be the biggest story of the year.
It very well could be the biggest story of the year, which is amazing. You're right.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, on to our next story.
Okay.
Britney Spears did another dancing video, this time sans knives, but with bandages, one around her arm, and also she's got gashes on her thigh. She's got another gash on her back. Look, we don't know that these gashes came from the knives, but it's peculiar to do a Dances with Knives video, and then the next video, it's you all cut up.
She did say they were fake knives.
She added art way afterwards that they were fake knives. She put out the post saying, here I am dancing with knives. I just found these in the kitchen. And then she saw all the heat she was getting online. And then she turned off comments and then edited her caption saying, oh, by the way, they're fake knives. I watched the video, Brittany. They're not fake knives.
Are they not?
No.
You're sure?
100% not fake knives. in my opinion.
Why would you keep those two big knives, fake knives around the house?
Because she's got a fascination with knives. Haven't you read TMZ.com? She's always had a fascination
No,
with knives.
I do read TMZ.com. But
Not enough.
what I'm saying is, like, why would somebody keep two fake knives in the house?
Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're on my side.
Yes.
It's hard to hear you, Melanie. Seriously, this is such a peculiar episode. This is my very special episode of TMZ Podcast where you can't hear Melanie and you probably don't even understand my accent. So you're probably just like listening to it. What the hell is going on? Oh, keep listening
Can you really
though.
not hear me?
Sounds so weird.
Can you hear it?
Oh my God, you sound like you're conjuring like a devil within. Like it sounds outer worldly. You're summoning something. Why are you here on the podcast today, Melanie? Anyway, moving on. Also, she was dancing with these knives above dogs. And now everyone online is like saying, take her dogs away from her. She's got 3 dogs. Those poor dogs need help. They ran scared. They need to be rescued. It'd be nice if a rescue dog, they got rescued and, is it dangerous for her to be dancing with knives above dogs?
Yes. Well, you're not supposed to run with scissors, especially not dance with knives.
No.
And one could like go flying or she could stab herself.
So you were like the most vocal Free Britney person ever. So I want you to try to explain this. And are you sticking to your Free Britney stuff? Because you leaned in hard for a long time and you would never give any ground. No, let her be free. Let her be free. Do you think now it was in her best interests to remove the conservatorship, leave her alone in the house, do whatever she wants?
I think it's her life.
Okay. Seriously? It's her life. So you know why conservatorships are invented? To protect people who can't protect themselves.
Yes, exactly. But like, we don't protect people unless they have money. Like, there's plenty of homeless people out in LA that we don't care about protecting because they don't have any money.
All right, okay, but it feels like you're changing the goalpost. Does Britney need to be protected even though she does have money? Do you think that she is doing a good job of caring for herself when you see videos like this?
I just think she should just live life how she wants to.
Oh, God, you Free Britney people are a different breed. You really are.
But you don't want your freedom taken away or like...
But I don't dance with knives and have mental illness. Well, I might. I don't know. It hasn't been diagnosed, but...
You probably have mental...
Maybe, but she has diagnosed mental illness that none of you Free Britney people ever acknowledge. You're just like, let her be free, let her live her life. She's like unwell and she needs, to be taken care of.
But what do you want to do? Just lock her up?
No, I want a conservator, not her dad, but someone who's got her best interests at heart to make sure she gets her meds, make sure she doesn't dance with knives.
But you don't think someone is around doing that, like her manager, Cade?
No. Cade, the guy who we got a shirtless photo of holding her up at that party that other night? No, Cade is not like out. She's clearly got no one at home with her right now. That's why she's dancing with knives on Instagram. She thinks that's okay to post.
I am actually really enjoying how
worked up?
Yeah, and concerned for her safety you are.
I'm very concerned for her safety.
Yeah,
You know me.
It's very nice of you.
Thank you. Brittany, we care for you. We love you. She needs help. Okay, on to our next story and our final story. You heard about this pilot? This pilot from a British Airways plane. They made a pit stop in Johannesburg, or Joburg, as they call it there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Joburg. And so, you know how these pilots and flight attendants and everyone who works on planes, they have nights off here and there, different ports, different cities around the world.
Yeah.
Well, on this night out, this pilot, ran into some people and ended up having a drug-filled, boozy, snorting coke off ladies' breasts type of night. And normally, great. I mean, that sounds amazing. But he had work the next morning. And so while he was all coked up and everything, he was texting a flight attendant that he knew that was going to be on the flight the next day saying, or what did he call it? He said, I've been a very naughty boy. And so when he showed up for the plane the next day, they were like, no. And so they canceled the flight and he was fired. And now this story is like going viral because why text that? Why do it? Why text it?
Yeah.
It's just, and it's also, it's relatable because I guess we always worry or we don't know who's flying our plane.
Yeah, like we don't really see them.
We don't see them. We don't know. And so.
And people are just people. Like they do mess up things all the time.
Yeah, people like to party. Right, Melanie?
Yeah.
Big time. People like to party.
Clearly.
And even if they have work the next day.
It was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks.
How was it?
It was really great, obviously.
Yeah, really great. Sounds really great. How old did you turn?
Oh, pretty old. I'm 34.
Oh, 34.
Yeah.
Oh, you're nearly my age. I'm 35. It's hard, huh? It's hard. You can't party as much as you used to.
I can try.
Do you think that this happens a lot?
Yes, because I will tell you this. So I saw, what's the Denzel Washington movie?
Oh, yeah, Flight. I think
Flight.
it's
Okay,
called.
so I went to a Q&A for the movie Flight, and the writer was there, and he said when he was doing research for the movie, he talked to a bunch of pilots, and every time they would say, because he was doing coke and alcohol when he was flying
Denzel
the plane.
was?
Yeah.
Well, the guy who was playing.
In the movie.
Yeah.
And apparently they're like, oh, I know a guy. Every time you ask a pilot about this kind of situation, they always know a guy.
Because it's one of those, like,
It's very common.
those jobs where you kind of like make a bit lonely in different cities. You don't know anyone.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's, it leads you maybe to drink a bit just to get rid of the, feeling of being on a plane. You just need to go to sleep in this different time zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think they party a lot. I know flight attendants do that. They party.
Yeah, they do?
Oh, of course they party a lot. You're in different cities for a night only. If you're in Barcelona for the night only, you're going to hit the town, have some sangria. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what they do. So it does make you worry that...
But do you feel like he should have been fired?
Oh, yes, definitely. Because he was going to try to fly the plane.
But he was sober when he...
I know, but after a night out... I mean, he still had the drugs in his system.
Oh, yeah.
The alcohol had worn off because he wasn't in his... They drug tested him in the end.
Oof.
And, of course, he should be fired. And I think now maybe pilots are going to have to pass different stringent tests because once a big story like this happens, then it makes everyone a little bit worried. Did you fly back from Vegas or did you...
I drove.
You drove back from Vegas? Oh. And you were all good to go?
Yeah.
Just couldn't talk?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What was the highlight of your Vegas trip? What was the best sort of half an hour? What was the highlight? As she kind of burps a little bit under her breath. You're like, ugh. I saw that. Getting ready to answer the question?
We played a lot of poker and we won money.
Oh, you won money in poker?
Yeah.
How much?
Well, it was my friend's money. He won money.
He won money.
But
You
we
won
were playing
nothing.
together.
Did he pay for your drinks though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What a win.
What a win.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
you're going into your next year with style, Melanie.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the podcast
Thank you for
despite
having me.
your condition. Enjoy the rest of the day at work.
I hope this isn't permanent.
I hope it's not permanent either. Otherwise, this may be the last time you hear Melanie Miller on the pod. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.